Oh, people call me Crybaby Ned.
You know, I've never really been a completionist when it comes to video games. I'm too old, for one thing. I don't have all the time to collect all these platinum trophies. Blast Corps turned me against that endeavor before most of you were even born. But one rare exception I am proud to claim is Final Fantasy VII Remake. I enjoyed its modest amount of content, persevering so that even the hard difficulty didn't deter me from finding that ultimate completion award. Now, I knew pretty early on that I wasn't going to 100% Rebirth trophies. See, that's not even close. But there's a huge reason for that. See, I truly did as much as I could. See, I got almost every single quest done, minus one outlier. The world intel is 100% completed, but you'll notice that one of the stats in every region is woefully incomplete. These are the number of defeated Queen's Blood opponents. Opponents who are fans of a somehow wildly popular card game. A game that makes Rebirth lose just a smidge of its otherwise wondrous luster.
Want to go around against my little angels here? I believe in my cards and they believe in me. We're like a big happy family. You're so cute. You're so cool. You gotta show them every day how much you care.
This Queen's Blood game is the worst attempt at making an all-encompassing pastime within a video game world that I have ever seen. I would rather play through 100 full seasons of Blitzball than play one more Queen's Blood game. Although, honestly, I think Blitzball is a blast. Check out my Final Fantasy X retrospective later if you want more thoughts on what is a superior minigame in every aspect. But as for Queen's Blood, I sincerely wanted to give it a chance. I did! I really did! I'll prove it to you!
Hey Dad, have you heard of Queen's Blood? All the kids at school are playing it.
Huh. I wonder what that is.
Queen's Blood?
Wow, a card game? It's been a while since cards were like a big part of the minigames in Final Fantasy. I have so many warm memories of Triple Triad in Final Fantasy VIII. Yeah, let's do this! Where are the Queen's Blood players at?
Oh, people call me Crybaby Ned.
Oh dear.
Oh, what am I thinking? You look like you'd murder me.
Oh my god.
The more tears I shed, the better I get at Queen's Blood.
Oh, shut up!
Oh, Crybaby Ned. Oh, Crybaby Ned. Oh, Crybaby Ned.
Oh, wow. Well, that did not introduce the game in a very positive way at all.
It's perfectly healthy for adults to cry too, you know.
It's the first player that you can compete with.
I want to play, but what if I lose?
Does this guy make you want to be a part of the Queen's Blood culture?
I'm gonna throw up.
But hey, let's try it out. Let's give it a chance. I mean, these cards look pretty cool. Let's check the tutorial out and, okay. So, you place cards in 3 lanes. Now that's simple so far. And you see, there's power numbers, which we'll get into in a second. Obviously, all these positions open up as soon as you place the card, which could be all over the board, and are different for each card because, you know, that's simple. And when you open up positions, you can play more cards, and you can claim those as yours. So it's kind of a game of area dominance. When you claim positions, don't think that that'll raise your rank though. I'm not sure why you'd make that assumption, because the rules are so obvious and so goddamn crystal clear. Ranks? It shouldn't need to be explained, but yeah, there's pawn icons, which are the ranks, and you can up the ranks by putting those positions in that minuscule map in a way that overlaps with the cards on the spaces, so the rank goes up, so you can't play more cards until you rank up your cards. And of course, there's microscopic red tiles that correspond to abilities of cards, and every single card has its own ability. And of course, the power of the card means you get points if you win a lane, but you can also win 2 out of 3 lanes but still lose the whole game, because the other player may get a crap ton of points in their one lane that they won, so yeah!
those are the basics. Whew, yeah, confusing much? Maybe it'll be simpler than it looks.
First thing I'm gonna do is carefully craft my deck. I'm gonna put all my rank 1 cards at the start. That just makes sense, because you have to power them up before you play your rank 2 cards. So I'll carefully pick some rank 1 cards, yeah, and we need a few rank 2 and maybe a couple rank 3. Good. Okay, let's leap into this game. What? Mulligan? You don't even get to pick the cards that you start with. All you can do is toss some away if you don't want them at the start. Why? Why can't you pick the cards that you want to play first? That's ridiculous.
What is going on? Why are there 3 green tokens on a space, but I have 0 as my score? Why are there green pillars of light randomly appearing? And what is this death omen above this card space? How is it that I have all these tokens, but the other guy seems to walk all over the board and dominate me? I've played tons of level 1 cards, but I can't play my higher cards?
Why can't I put the card there?
Oh, play it! Play it! Why are my cards getting destroyed? Ah! My cute little furry animal looks like it got possessed by some demon card spirit. Oh, god damn it. Look, I left this row alone, and now I'm getting trounced on the scoreboard. I'll just have to play a card here for no reason.
Why do some cards just get obliterated?
That was lucky for me, but God knows how I did it. And not only that, you can destroy your own cards too. Why would you want to do that? And how do I power up the card? I can never remember this crap. It tells me how right there, but I just can't figure this out. I have all these cards that I can't play.
Ah! Oh! Defeat. Defeat. Yep, lose.
You're pretty good at this game, huh?
I guess.
I really suck at this. Maybe I should pay a bit more attention to the abilities. Oh, there's so many of them, but maybe it's worth learning. Let's see.
I'm sure they're all easy to understand, and a lot of the cards probably share the same ability, so I'll figure this out.
Okay, here's one. Raise the power of allied cards on affected tiles by 2 while this card is in play.
Makes sense. Power up the cards. Grenadier, when played, lower the power of enemy cards by 4. Okay, yeah, I'm with it so far. Weaken the enemy. Wait, what? Toxirat.
When played, lower the power of allied and enemy cards on affected tiles by 3.
Why the hell would you lower the power of your own cards? Is that why they get obliterated sometimes? Heat Seeker. When destroyed, add Heat Seeker Minion to your hand. Okay, what the hell is that? Minion? Is that just another card altogether? Posh Chocobo.
When you win the lane, receive a score bonus of 3. Okay, I at least know what a lane is. That's about the only thing I do know.
Fat Chocobo creates a surfeit of positions around it when played. For the love of God, what is a surfeit?
Surfeit.
You have to be a literary scholar just to comprehend this diversion? Oh, let's look that up. Oh, look, it means an excessive amount of something, and the ancient meaning centers on having too much food or drink. No doubt. I'm beginning to think you'd have had to have consumed too much drink to have any fun with this game. Yeah, that infinitesimally small grid shows you what it does, but you shouldn't have to look up definitions of words. Give me a break. Thug. This card has no abilities. Oh, thank you! Oh, I wish all the rest of the cards were like this. But hey, maybe that's a sign that things are looking up. Amalgam.
When destroyed, add resurrected algam to your hand. Yeah, I'll definitely remember that.
This game sure likes destroying its cards. The Joker card gets buffed whenever things die, and the Grand Horn card destroys one of your own cards and takes its place. It's almost like the game is telling the cards how feeble their existence is. Wait, what's this? Cave Stalker. When first enfeebled...
Enfeebled? You can enfeeble cards? What does that mean? Do you turn them into a 105-year-old man?
Okay, I'm drawing the line right here. Look at this! There's multiple enfeebled rules too, including cards that can be both enhanced and enfeebled, like Two-Face.
Oh, there's so many rules!
You'd be surprised how easy Queen's Blood is to pick up and play.
It's not just that the abilities are so varied. The tiles on the board that the cards affect are also all different. Every single one. Like, you can't just worry about the card you're playing. You have to look at this microscopically small grid and know that it's going to open up spots or power up or power down potentially a dozen other cards on the board. Jesus! When every card is so different, it means that there's no intuitive way to get on board with all the rules. Most of the time, I just end up seeing this message: you cannot play any cards. It's as if the game's saying, just give it up, you dumbass.
And from then on, I just completely disregarded it. I found myself walking away from every opportunity to ever play it. There's nothing good about it. Even the background lore behind the history of the game is undercooked.
The only real data you get on it is from this hermit in a shack who tells you about the past kingdom of old.
Name comes from that legend of the queen who ruled the world till she was deposed and killed by her people. And from that royal blood spilt sprouted the fiends of the world.
Since when did a queen even exist in Final Fantasy VII's universe anyway?
Actually, for being a mystical fantasy series, there's not much in the way of queens in the Final Fantasy universe at all. The only prominent one that comes to mind is Queen Braun in Final Fantasy IX, that hideously obese tyrannical monstrosity that only has one lucid moment in the entire game, which is a deathbed confession to Dagger. And here, it's all about the blood of a queen, which apparently made all the monsters appear?
What does Square have against queens? Oh, I'm sorry, I know I digressed again, but can you blame me? This crap is awful!
And what's with this blood emphasis? In Remake, Square didn't have any blood. Throughout the whole thing, even the red Genova slime was censored. Here, there's tons of blood, and most of that is created by Cloud in his murderous rampages. The card game stoops to some shocking lows, trying to lure me into a game with my love of country music. This is a friggin' sweet 6-string guitar riff, but I am not being pulled in, even though I'd love to sing with it.
With Queen's blood in my guitar, I'm gonna be a star. With my razzle dazzle, I'm gonna win all the card battles.
Queen's blood makes me feel dance. So baby, it don't make sense. It sucks so bad.
It's not like I had a prejudice or any past qualms about having a card game as the main minigame either. I mean, just look at Final Fantasy VIII.
Triple Triad is an intuitive, easy to understand strategy game that makes the rules abundantly clear. Bigger numbers mean you take the other player's card if you place it adjacent to it. Simple! Yes, there's combo rules, where some basic math is required, having you add different quantities beforehand so you can potentially claim more than one card at a time. But that's just it. You can plan these out beforehand. It's a small, easy to manage 3x3 grid. You can see everything, often including your opponent's hand, so strategy can actually be planned. In Queen's Blood, there's like 15 potential spaces for cards to be played. It takes forever with 15 cards in each player's deck, and you also have no idea what cards your opponent has. So you're just out of luck. Too bad for you, loser. Not to mention, in Triple Triad, you can choose which cards you start with at least. That's another beef of mine. You spend an hour crafting your 15 card deck, or multiple decks, then the match starts and you just randomly get 5 cards out of it to play with. Yeah, you can mulligan them, as we've shown, and draw different cards from your deck, but you have no idea which ones will appear, so you just have to pray and wish for good luck. Why put all these abilities in if the cards you use just randomly get pulled from the deck? These rank 3 cards in particular are useless in the opening stages. Why do you have to sort through all this crap? In Triple Triad, you have one total collection of cards in which you construct one simple 5-hand deck to work with in each round. No tiers, no ranks, no powering up cards, no nothing. It was intuitive and easy to learn, but tough to master. There's some additional wrinkles to keep track of, like elemental icons on the grid which power up or weaken cards, but that's nice and easy to follow. You add or subtract 1 from the card's worth depending on if the element on your card matches the one on the board. Even people as dumb as a post, like me, can figure that out. Queen's Blood's got this card will raise power over this one and it'll lower power but only when enhanced. Play this one to destroy cards, add this much points to this row, or make a resurrected version of a card spawn in your hand to create a surfeit of explosions or positions or whatever the hell else. Enfeeble things. It's just a goddamn mess.
Oh, I tried to win. At least when I started.
I bought all the booster packs. I even got legendary cards like Dio's card at the Gold Saucer. But this game just doesn't click with me. The only round I remember using strategy on purpose was when I played this Mog card, which gives you a 3-point bonus if you win the lane that it's on. And also this card, which destroyed the opponent's upper lane card. That's the only time I can actually pat myself on the back for using strategy. Everything else? Well, your opponent always gets to play last, so they can see what the field is like and put their ultimate ability cards, destroying your cards, weakening them, or giving their own cards buffs. In Triple Triad, this order was always randomized, which is much better, making you get used to playing with the first or the last card. Here, your opponent always gets the last move. It's like in baseball. It's always better to have the last at bat. I've found people who share this opinion as well.
Actually, you see, it's very simple.
You're complaining just because you suck at it. I'm a jock, and even I figured it out. Yeah, I get it. I really suck at this game. I won't deny that.
But I have done some digging, and I'm not the only one who struggles with this. Other real-life people have voiced their displeasure of Queen's Blood. Even popular websites like thegamer.com have an entire article dedicated to how cheap and advanced the AI is within the game.
So either there is some credibility to what I'm saying, or there's just a lot of dumbasses like me out there that are really struggling with this minigame for whatever reason.
And I'm actually pretty good at the other strategy minigames. I fought through the 4 escalating difficulty battles of Fort Condor and went undefeated in the BattleBots minigame.
So I'm not that stupid. I don't think.
Even the music is worse in Queen's Blood.
You're going down.
Ugh. That sounds like some amateur high school trumpet marching band practicing for a pep rally.
Compare that to Final Fantasy VIII's catchy yet subdued rhythmic trance, which helps immerse you in the deliberate thought-making process as you carefully choose each card. Oh, and it incorporates the Final Fantasy Victory Fanfare 2 as a beautiful, nice touch. While we're talking audio, there's commentary sometimes, but it flip-flops, as if even the game has no idea who is winning the match from one move to the next.
Cloud keeps the hits coming as he maintains a solid advantage. That smile says it all, folks. Aerith knows she's winning this one.
You name the opponent. I've lost to them.
I've lost to random NPCs, lost to Aerith, lost to a moonwalking Michael Jackson-style Red. Even Barrett's block-headed, dense cranium was more intelligent than me. Amateur, creepy ventriloquist girls, twin boys who also stole my money, punks in bars with an IQ of 45 from Remake who are so burnt out on whatever substance it made it even more humiliating to give them money afterwards, golden statue men who should be out on the Las Vegas Strip earning money instead of beating my ass, chocobos, and dogs!
I can't even succeed against common animals!
These opponents are incapable of complex thought, don't even have opposable thumbs, yet they intricately place their ability cards, destroying mine and zoning me out before I can blink.
Our Oscar's pretty smart, isn't he?
Bet you underestimated him because he's a dog, huh?
Ironically, one of the only opponents I was able to beat was an advanced AI robot thing which couldn't adapt its strategy on the fly.
Loss register.
Queen's blood.
Oh, for the love of God. Surely I can beat this comatose simpleton.
Play me.
He can barely say 2 words. He probably needs the workers to simply keep his body clean and assist him in taking a goddamn tinkle.
I got this. Even I have some shred of pride. 24 points! I lost to a man who couldn't even dress himself! Holy shamoly, buddy! Wow!
Honestly, I bet even I could beat you.
Yeah, that really helped my self-esteem. Thanks. You're a model support worker. You're definitely in the right industry there, lady.
To hell with this! I might as well just get a deck of cards and play 52 card pickup. I totally screwed myself over. And I undoubtedly look like a dumbass doing this. But at least I understand the rules!
Bam, son! You're going down.
It gets worse. Yep.
Halfway through the game, where you need to collect chocobo greens instead of just racing and winning like the original, and you are forced to win 3 Queen's Blood matches! You cannot advance the story unless you win 3 card games against intermediate opponents. This is almost game-breaking for people like me who aren't too smart.
I gotta say, I was tempted to just restart from scratch. Hell, I thought I might never ever beat Rebirth. I couldn't even look online for help because I was scared to death of spoilers.
For serious, I was convinced I'd stumble upon crazy stuff like Cloud is actually a chocobo, or Sephiroth and Aerith are actually one and the same, or some other crazy spoiler like that. So I was helpless, tied down. This is asinine!
Kill me.
During Chapter 5, you're on a ship whose only form of entertainment is Queen's Blood. And even this early in the game, I knew I was never going to get better, so I just skipped through most of this crap. In fact, here, the game gives you an option to forfeit during any point of the tournament.
Oh, you weren't. If
I
that's what
can't
you want.
believe it. Cloud
so
is
be it.
giving
It seems initially like Square knew some players would suck at it, like me, so they gave them an out. But now, you're a prisoner at Gold Saucer's rambunctious, gang-ridden dungeon. You've got beautiful women literally locked in a cage, a narcissist who won't take any input from anyone. And so the only way to get anyone out of this is to suddenly become good at this godforsaken card game. Even though before, Rebirth is like, it's okay, you don't really have to play it. That's such BS.
So be it.
Why would you require a player to become proficient at an otherwise optional strategy card game in order to advance the plot? At least include difficulty options for dumbasses like me.
If you suck at the fighting, you can easily swap the difficulty to easy and have your way with enemies. Even other throwaway minigames, like the Moogle Roundup, have difficulty options. That's one of the worst experiences ever, with those cheeky bastards just having fun hitting Cloud with everything they got. But at least you can change the difficulty. And, as that states, the intel and progress is recorded regardless of how you beat it. And that, at least, has a payoff. You get to see Moogle Cloud and Moogle Cloud sword poses.
This doesn't have any payoff.
Eventually, I won. Don't ask me how, I have no idea. I honestly just randomly placed cards over and over again over a half-hour period in different spots on the board until I finally, by some stroke of luck, won. Couldn't explain how I did it if I wanted to. There's not even a reward or consequence system. I didn't gain anything from most Queen's Blood matches. Only very rare quests actually give you cards. Some quests are all about getting a card back for someone else, and then they shuttle you off to a corner of the world to play a match against another person who actually had the card.
Right, the card. Kinda awkward, but I don't have it anymore. I was on my last gill, so I had to sell it to a card collector.
And you never lose any cards. I mean, that's good for me, or I wouldn't have made it past chapter 1. But what's the point? In Triple Triad, you could potentially lose all of your cards. And even in the lowest stake games, the winner gets to pick one card from the loser. As for doing it for collectibles' sake, yeah, there are rare cards, like the Cloud and Sephiroth cards, but almost all of those are just found doing these awful puzzle challenges at the vacation resort. There's no variety. By the way, does this Regina girl become important to the plot at all? I'm assuming she has some deep character arc, which I would have loved to see. I don't have anything against her, but I just can't bring myself to give a rat's ass when the activity she's affiliated with is this vomit-inducing. Again, referring back to Final Fantasy VIII, for those character-specific cards, you had to earn them through challenging important characters, which actually had something to do with the story and the plot, like challenging Laguna, Squall's father, in order to get his card. It's a very rare opportunity that only comes along once, and as I've stated, that game was fun, and it made you want to challenge everyone anyway, so it was an exciting find. This is just mundane, boring, and has no thrill of the chase. I could go on even more, but I've had it up to here with this awful diversion.
Oh God, I lost. But I feel a lot better after having a good cry.
I'm thankful Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has a much better collection of amusing distractions. Even the frogs hopping over propeller blades trumps this card game. At least my simpleton mind can figure the objective out in that.
Rip it.
Go ahead, gamers, rip me a new one. I'm sure I deserve it, if for no other reason than wearing this absolutely dumbass hat.
Queen's Blood must obviously be easier than I think it is, or it wouldn't have been mandatory for the plot. But also, I am hoping that there are others out there who struggled like me, so that this doesn't become a thing in the third and final game of the Final Fantasy VII Remake project. Or, at least, if not difficult per se, some people who found it boring and unnecessary.
I'd still love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for tuning into Gaming Introspection. Take care of yourselves, and it's always good to see ya.
It'll take a miracle for Cloud to come back from this.
Watch out, cause Barrett's coming for you, all guns blazing.
I'm just getting warmed up.